Today I wanted to take the opportunity to make a video in a more peaceful setting, somewhere that I can enjoy and be out in nature. Uh, it's been a really long winter, and there's nothing I love more than being out in nature. So today I'm going to enjoy the sounds of the ocean water around me as the tide is still going out right now. Um, when I'm reflecting on dieting and losing weight, you know, we always focus on the results. Of course, we do. It's life altering, life changing. But sometimes it's a good idea to stop and think about the process too. And one part of the process that I've really given a lot of thought to lately is about just owning my own health, owning my own weight loss, and how important that is to me. And that, I think, is probably the biggest driver of success for me in doing this, because I'm not cheating on a diet if I decide to take something that I think probably won't help me achieve my goal. I mean, it's nobody else's rules I'm breaking. It's just my own. And what that means to me is that, I've heard people before on diets that are talking about sneaking around or having a cheat day or, all these things. And I think, you're not cheating. It's just food. And you're in control of what you eat, or at least you should be. Because when you're not in control, what you're essentially doing is asking someone else, be it a system or a professional, to do the diet to you. When really what you should be looking at, or what I think I should be looking at, personal opinion only, okay, is that we should be doing this as our own choice for our own health, for your own body. It's not about who can do something to you to make you lose weight. It's about you taking ownership of this and you losing weight. So what does that look like practically? Well, I really thought long and hard about that. How do you take ownership of weight loss? And I think one of the ways that I've been able to do it with this weight loss this time is by being accountable to do my own research. Sometimes I use resources on the internet, and some of it's not all true. I've had to go back to dietitian, to my doctor, and verify some information that I've been told. It might have been good advice, but maybe it was either I misunderstood or maybe that advice wasn't appropriate for me. So there's contextualization, right? Understanding what that means to me in my life and my diet right now. The other part I have been doing is by reading articles, books, taking time also to use my own body like a science experiment and really cause and effect, and looking at the results of what I'm doing, and part of that means for me right now that, I get follow-up blood work done to find out where I really stand with things. Or is my cholesterol where it really should be? Are the triglycerides where I would expect them to be? Those type of things like that. I do check in with my doctor, and you should too. Your doctor should really be a good part of your weight loss, because it makes all the world of difference, right? All the good advice that people can share online, it's just that. It's just people's opinion for the most part, and it doesn't substitute your doctor. So make sure your doctor is part of this. The other thing I thought about as well is the why. Why did I decide to lose weight? And this one's a little bit more interesting to me right now because I went through this 15 years ago. I was in my late 30s and I lost 100 pounds. And I did it in a very different way than I'm doing now. It was quite a bit different. But, as a person in their late 30s, the why was somewhat different than a person who's now 53. In my late 30s, I wanted to be more attractive. I wanted to be more active and enjoy everything that life had to give me as somebody in their 30s. But here I am at 53, and really my focus is completely different this time. Now I want to be healthy. I want to hang on to my mobility because excessive weight limits that. I want to be able to enjoy life to the fullest too, but I want to make sure I have that longevity. And my weight loss at 53 is different than at 38 because my motives are different too. And now I'm not looking at it as a diet so much as I'm looking at it as a total change for good because I want to have that long, healthy life. Have you stopped and thought about that? If this isn't your first rodeo too, and you're doing round two like me, or three or four or whatever, what's your thoughts on your weight loss? Is do you find it different as you age? The reasons why? Do you find the techniques have evolved and changed for you, or are you sticking back to the same thing again that you had in the past? What motivates you for success? I really would like to hear from you too. Bye for now.